Hey again, everybody. On the way to Evans City Cemetery. Got a late start today because I didn't sleep on the plane yesterday and all that driving yesterday and stuff. Walk around the mall and a bunch of other stuff I did afterward. I was pretty tired out, so I slept in and did a little research before I left. Make sure I know what I'm doing today because a lot of stuff on this trip is last minute for me. So just going with the flow. So I'm going to head out now. I'm at the Get Go Cafe Market, as you saw in the thumbnail. And you'll see as I back out here from this very plain brick wall. By the way, there's brick all over Pittsburgh. If you haven't been here before, brick buildings everywhere. My hotel is brick. This place is brick. Downtown Pittsburgh, a lot of brick. A lot of homes are brick. Brick, brick, brick. So you get used to it after a while. All right, here we go. Let's go to the Get Go Market here. There you can see the sign. I'll have some music a little bit later. I don't want to overplay it, but I'll have a few things. You know, the usual Night of the Living Dead soundtrack, all that kind of stuff. So, I decided to take the turnpike since I'm leaving late. I'm going to take the turnpike instead of the back roads. I took the back roads last night. It added a lot of time to my drive. And I don't really want to do that now since late in the day I'm going to start getting some commute traffic. And I don't want to deal with that. So I'm willing to take the turnpike and pay my dues. I-70 East. It's a roundabouts here. I don't think I took any roundabouts last time, or not that I remember, because I didn't take the turnpikes. I took a turn. That was Cracker Barrel, the old common chain out here. It's got the down home folksy kind of thing. Alright. Oops, I'm in the wrong gear. This car has a weird low gear. I shifted into it by accident. Looks like I'm missing the turnpike now, which is good. But if I stayed on that for a while, I have to pay. I have a feeling I'll have to jump on it later, or another version of the turnpike, as that's what the map told me. There are tolls on the route. Oh, no, here it is. I spoke too soon. Keep moving. Okay, they're not charging now. I don't know how that works, but they do charge sometimes. So instead of Harrisburg, we're going toward Pittsburgh. So you can see today it's very overcast. Compared to yesterday, it was just blue sky with some clouds. Now it's really overcast. And weather ahead is anyone's guess. It's a little warm out, so it's this weird combo of overcast and warmth. When I got to my car today at about 1:30 p.m., something like that, it was roasting, but the air temperature outside wasn't that bad. So there was plenty of sun to heat up the car. It's a black interior in the car, so it looks cool, but it's not good for keeping the car cool. So 18 miles to Pittsburgh. Yep, my way out here. It's the cheapest one I could get last minute. That wasn't horribly far, but still 18 miles, or 16, I think, to the mall. Green, green. But I forget to open my thing. I did. Oh, and my little thing has dropped. My weapon. There we go. Part of the stream had my stupid protection filter on there. Forgot to open it up. This bracket is kind of also appearing in the shot. It's okay. Not perfect, but good enough. No roadkill yet, but see how high the wall is here. So even a deer could definitely clear that, but not if it's running for its life and panicking. That's why they often miss, and you see them crumpled up after they got hit. So pretty sad. Our center dividers at home recently got close to that height. I guess it's a new standard to keep cars from potentially flipping over the barrier. I know motorcycles sometimes flip over when they hit the center barrier in an accident. The rider goes flying over. And it's pretty awful to fly into oncoming traffic. Any chance you had of surviving is pretty much nullified once you hit a car coming the other way at high speed. No handheld devices while driving. Look at that. So it's not no phone calls. They don't want you to be playing with anything. A lot of burgs around here. That's Greensburg Road, Harrisburg, Pittsburgh, Berg. Port. Yeah, I once took a road trip to DC and back, and on my way to DC I did graze Pittsburgh, thinking, oh, I could take a peek at Pittsburgh. That's where they shot Dawn of the Dead, etc., etc. And I was pressed for time, so it was going to be more of a drive-through than a stop. And then it was that trip I was actually really broke. That it was a last-minute trip I planned like a day before I left, because being in IT, we always had corporate shutdowns on holidays so we could do work when no one's at the office, like recabling network closets and lots of other junk you can't do when people are trying to work. So one year they just last minute told us, no work this time, enjoy your holiday. I'm like, well, I don't want to just sit around home. Back then I didn't have my music studio set up. I always had a few sporadic things. I wasn't doing as much graphic design stuff, and I was working part-time at the zoo, and so I didn't have anything else really going on that was taking a lot of my time. I was watching a lot of movies and stuff like that, so I was like, well, I got all this time to kill, I might as well just go. There you go, Monroeville, Pittsburgh. Might as well just go and take a trip somewhere. Where do I want to go? Well, I've never been to Smithsonian, and I've never been to anywhere in DC proper anyway. I'd like to see the Hall of Records, where you can see the Declaration of Independence. Go to the museums out there, the Smithsonian stuff, because they have like 7 or 8 museums out there for the Smithsonian. It's a lot. And being a museum junkie, I would spend way too much time in each one, just the way it is. So I said, let's just do that. Road trip. Got a couple of friends who were interested, and then they kept dropping out because time, money, whatever. But they were game for a while. So I said, screw it, I'll just go by myself. That way I can make my own decisions. No one's going to tell me what to do. I'm bored. I want to leave. All that kind of stuff. So I just looked at the map, said, okay, I'll go 80 east for the most part, and 50 west to come back. On the way back, come through Vegas and Death Valley. On the way out, I'll go through Reno and, et cetera, all the way out. So it was a lot of fun. I was driving a lot of like 15-hour days, because I did want to stop a few places, but I didn't want to just take way too long, because a week to get back east is a decent amount of time, but if you're counting sleeping and eating and other things, it's not a lot of prep time. So I basically slept in the car at the rest stops around the different states, cleaned up in the bathrooms. The rest stops in most of the states, California's are pretty boring, but some of the states have really nice rest areas, clean, well lighted. Very not creepy, not like you didn't feel like some weirdo's gonna come out and kill you and all that stuff. And you could easily get a poor man's shower in there. I could wash my hair in the sink. I could do the poor man's sponge bath in the stall for all the parts I couldn't do at the sink. And alcohol and some paper towels and baby wipes work a trick. And got my clean clothes with me, and I just had food. Mostly lived out of like camping style. Had food in the car, dried food, and a cooler with some drinks in it, and just made a lot of stops along the way to pick up supplies. Just kept going, and it worked out really well. It was a very cheap trip. The gas back then was $2.50 in most states. Even in this state, it's no longer that. I heard it's about $3.50 now, I think. I haven't checked yet, but so it was a hell of a trip. Saw lots of fun, crazy stuff, a lot of local stuff, a lot of natural beauty in some areas I hadn't been to. Got out there and had a lot of fun with it. But I wouldn't do it now because it's just too expensive. Everything went up a lot. So this trip I was able to make pretty cheap with some luck and getting the right accommodations and stuff. Even the car wasn't too bad. And gas prices out here are pretty cheap. So, I mean, it's like $5 near me, and it's about $3.50, something like that here. So, $3, $3.50, something like that. So that all works out. But I already lost the my train of that, like a TP building there. I already lost my train of thought when I brought up the road trip, but it was a fun trip. I mean, it definitely got me into driving more long trips on a regular basis, because once you've driven that many hours a day, everything else is nothing. A trip to San Francisco, which is about 40 minutes from where I am, is like, the time just flies. You don't even think about it. And because I'm doing a lot of rideshare now to make some side money, I've been going up to San Francisco a lot, and it's very lucrative. You go up there and drive around, and do that. And driving up there, I just zone out. I don't even think, man, this is such a long trip. Now, if it's traffic, of course, you feel every bit. But I'm always doing that at nighttime, so it's great. The only traffic we have now is construction. They're redoing, like at this part of the road, I was mentioning how good the roads were yesterday. These need to be updated. These are kind of bumpy, and you can see how they've patched them up over the years. Just made it more bumpy, not smooth. But the roads by me were terrible for a long time. So they're finally fixing it up, and it's very smooth driving now. But on the way to fixing it, they're doing a lot of construction at night and making everything much more painful. Like you end up getting they cut it down to one lane, and the amount of traffic at night is nothing until everyone's driving one lane. Then it starts feeling more like commute time. So that part's a little bit annoying, but it's not a very long distance, so I can tough it out. So as usual, the speed limit's 70, everyone's going like 80, something like that. So I heard the police, or at least the troopers out here, are pretty draconian. I haven't seen any yet. I haven't even seen anyone get pulled over. So I'm staying close to the speed limit. I'm going about 75, just to be safe. Don't want any extra tickets on this trip that's going to waste more money. Actually, I was going to buy some bottled waters here, because it's nice to have a bunch of water when you drive around. But I was surprised the hotel water, the tap water, was actually very good. So I'm enjoying the tap water right now instead of buying a bunch of bottled water. Tap water by me, except maybe like Palo Alto, which uses Hetch Hetchy water, like Mountain View, Sunnyvale, Los Altos, even the fanciers like Los Altos, they have shit water. They use, it's like a combination of well water and some other stuff. But the Palo Alto water is quite nice. The Hetch Hetchy water tastes really good. So I don't know what there's some kind of a spring around here that's feeding their aquifers or whatever, but water's very good. And you let it run long enough, you get nice and cold. And then this thermal flask I have for the long plane flights, where I can just fill up with the water in the airport, because they make you dump your water at the checkpoint. Stays cold all day practically. So I'm guessing the exit is where the toll is. So I haven't seen any other tolls up here. We shall see. I thought this wasn't an actual turnpike. I think that toll gate back there was for leaving the turnpike that I grazed. I'm not sure. Oh, that was why I was bringing up the road trip. So I was going to Pittsburgh. I grazed it. And the first road I hit was a turnpike. I don't remember which one it was. So long ago, I don't remember which one it was. And I didn't even get in sight of the city yet. I was already hitting a turnpike. And it was I got charged a whole bunch the turnpike several times. And so maybe they changed the way they do the turnpikes, I don't know. But I remember stopping several times to pay a turnpike toll and then kept driving. And I'm like, I don't want to do this. I'm already broke on this trip. It's making it worse. I got to have money for gas and some emergency money for incidentals. My car was luckily still under warranty when I left on the trip, but the mileage I hit during the trip, about halfway, my warranty officially expired on my old Ford Explorer. So I'm like, God damn, hope nothing happens on this trip, because then I'll have to either fix it on the road for money I don't with money I don't have, or get a bunch of stuff done when I get back. Again, for money I'll have to work up for a while. And so I just said, forget it. I didn't know the roads well. Again, I was dead reckoning everything. So I said, forget Pittsburgh. I'm going to keep going to DC. So I literally grazed the area. Never actually saw Pittsburgh from the road. I kept driving. And so I was in the vicinity, just didn't get a chance to see it. Couldn't see the yellow bridges or any of that stuff. So I always wanted to come back, and then Living Dead Weekend last year was the perfect excuse, once I found out about it, to come check out that and also enjoy the Pittsburgh environment. But yeah, I'm still trying to avoid the tolls if I can. But because I got a late start today, it makes sense to take the fastest route. It was like an hour and a half from my hotel to Evans City, or just under an hour going this way. So I thought, this is better. At this point, I want to also avoid commute traffic, which should be any minute now if it hasn't already started ramping up. And that's another thing, it would just get delayed. So time is also money, and I opted for the turnpike version to make it as efficient as possible. So far, so good. But I'm barely into the trip. I got 38 minutes, looks like. 39 minutes left to go. So I'm doing things, so sorry if it's long and boring, but it's not just to keep me occupied and not get too bored on the road, but also just travel footage. I might use it for B-roll and some other projects. Who knows? And occasionally I see something cool. So it's easier to keep it rolling than to keep start, stop. And I can't do that with a live stream anyway. I could record better quality videos locally, because the live stream does glitch out, and it's only 720p, I think. So, but yeah, it's good enough. It's just fun. Again, keeps me busy, keeps me tuned in, not getting so bored and potentially sleepy. And hopefully people enjoy it. Get some chatters in here at some point. I haven't seen any chats pop up yet, but no big deal. Just providing some very minimal entertainment. Now I joined the crowd. I'm going 80 for a while just to make up some time. Everyone else seems to be going pretty fast, so I'm not in trouble getting a ticket. That was the Unity Trestle Road. Here we go, more green, 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 green. Got some rock slide fencing there. Haven't seen roadkill in a while. Perfect habitat for deer, but I guess they're not here. It's just so odd to see so many deer roadkills, because we have a lot of deer by my area, but they're not anywhere near the freeways. We get on the roadkill and the freeways, you get our pets, unfortunately. Opossums, raccoons, and maybe occasionally a fox or something. Don't see coyotes as roadkill, and don't see deer as roadkill. Oh, there's a truck that went by, said Steel City on it. Another slide prevention fence there. Okay, we're getting close to Pittsburgh now. And we still have a way to go above Pittsburgh to get to Evans City. Well, the US Open is here in June 9th. Sunoco station, very popular gas station around here. Got some trees in bloom. Very bumpy here. Okay, now we're going to 3 lanes. Not too many 3 lanes around here. This is getting close to Pittsburgh, so it's getting more beefed up road-wise. I think we're actually going over the Allegheny now. Yep, Allegheny Valley. Just like the sign says. Look at that tall overpass. So now we're cruising down to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's at much lower elevation, surrounded by water. Hence all the bridges. They had I think Dark Knight Rises was also shot here in Pittsburgh. A lot of movies shot around here. Silence of the Lambs, all kinds of stuff. But if I remember correctly, Dark Knight Rises was here. And then that scene where Bane blows up all the bridges and stuff. Was that here? I can't remember. It was definitely a city with lots of bridges. sculpted rock wall there on the right. All kinds of trees. Another cemetery on the left. Lots of cemeteries around here. It's perfect for it to be the zombie capital of the world. Lots of cemeteries. Saxonburg Boulevard. Lovely. My iPad glitched again. Just lost my GPS. I think I've been letting the iPad sit idle too long lately and keeping a much lower battery standard charge, and it's having more trouble charging these days. But this truck is antsy to pass me. Go ahead, dude. I passed you earlier. Now you want to pass me. Make up your damn mind. Typical big truck dork. It's like a penis extension. Make up for the fact that he's underendowed. Okay. Is this damn thing back up again? Let's have a look. Coming up to Cranberry, 11 miles. That's where Michael's staying. We're on opposite sides of the Monroeville Mall by about the same distance. Comes another bridge. Luckily these shoulders are quite large. I gotta pull over here real quick. I don't know what the hell's going on with this stupid iPad. I need my GPS. I have a general idea how to get there, but I want to make sure I'm not missing the mark. And technology doesn't always come through for you. What's troubling is I'm using my really good 10-watt car charger, which works a treat on the iPad all the time, except for now. I'll wait for it to reboot again. Enjoying some junk food I got at the store I started the trip from. I think it's an East Coast only company. We don't get them around my area much, but this brand Utz, UTZ, makes pretzels and chips and all kinds of stuff. And I got their basically their version of Ruffles, the ridged chips, Utz Ripples. Dill pickle flavor, and they're quite tasty actually. Love a good dill pickle. Very nice. Okay. Yeah, it's not holding the charge much. It's down to 1% again on the battery. That's troubling. I might have to go to the YouFixit website and find out how to take the sucker apart and get a battery for it. When you first buy an iPad, they have like a 9-10 hour battery life. More, usually closer to about 8, but can be as long as 9.5 when I first got it. It's pretty nice. And this thing, when I got this refurb unit, because I wanted the specific model of the Pro, so I had a bigger screen for all the music apps and all that stuff. Because I broke my original Pro screen. It works, but I'm just nervous to carry it around because the glass might crack further, and then it's totally unusable. But so I got this refurb on eBay. It's really good quality factory refurb, whatever it is, for pretty cheap. But it only ever got about 2 hours per charge when I got it, maybe a little more. So the batteries do have to be replaced, like with a lot of technology. You can't just rely on the same battery forever. So I knew the day was coming when I'd have to swap out the battery. All right, let me turn off a few things here. Bluetooth off. Okay, that's all off. Let me quit some of the extra apps. Those also kill your overall kill your functionality. Damn, it just will not stay up. It just crashed again. Well, that stinks. I was counting on this as my GPS. Let me get it to stay up one more pass, and I'll just note some landmarks on the map. This is the problem with this car. I can't use the thing. I don't have a subscription to the car GPS. This happened last time I got a rental car, and I was afraid it was going to happen this time. Now I have to rely on my personal devices to get around instead of the stupid car, which has a perfectly good GPS in it. Let's see what happens if I hit subscribe here on this thing. You can't be like a guest, I don't think. And now the car is just stuck. It's just, it got a white screen. That's great. I should have let the iPad charge overnight. Then I wouldn't have this problem. Because the trickle charge is not as efficient as it used to be. So I plugged it in the car, drove around for a while, got it up to about 5-6%, and then I started using the GPS, and it started to leaving the screen on with the GPS obviously makes the battery drain, and it's using up too much power. So I can turn the brightness down a little bit, but I have to be able to see the damn thing. Let's turn it down a tad. I'm also in a dead spot for the you know what it is? The signal's too low to use the 5G. So I'm gonna keep driving for a while. I'm gonna leave the screen off, leave it plugged in to charge, and I'm just gonna dead reckon for a while and see what happens. So let's see how good my dead reckoning skills are. I drove to New York City once by dead reckoning using visual landmarks and good guesses. I did pretty well with that one time. Boy, this place is really busy. These guys are flying down the road. And these fucking trucks, man. Car isn't the peppiest, but it's okay. some more yellow, so you know we're near Pittsburgh. Gibsonia Road. Yeah, last night I should have just written down a few, like the old days, you got to write down a little trip list of, right on 76 or east on 76 or whatever, and then north on blah, blah, blah. And then you always have it. You don't need the actual GPS most of the time. I did a little planning last night, but not too much. I was really tired. So if I had thought more clearer, I would have done that and not have to rely on any devices today except the phone for streaming. I think last time I did try to use the phone simultaneous streaming and GPS, and it was quite annoying because every time it spoke, I guess I could find it would turn that off, turn the speech off, but then I can't see the camera. YouTube app is not very clever. You can listen to streams and play streams in the background with the premium subscription, but you can't stream unless you can see the camera on the screen. If you switch away from the app,